Good morning students. I welcome you to my class and I am going to teach the lesson Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. So this lesson we have already discussed. We are in the last part of this lesson. So already I have discussed and once again I would like to discuss the important points of the lesson. So Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom is written by Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. This is this chapter actually is taken from his biography, okay, and Children Long Walk to Freedom. And he was a great hero who gave freedom to the blacks in South Africa. He was born in 18 July 1918 in the village of Mwezo in Umhlanga, which was a part of South Africa's Cape province. He spent more than 30 years in South Africa prison. He became the first black president of South Africa, and when he came to power in democratic election in 1994, this passage is taken from that. It forms a part of the autobiography of Nelson Mandela titled Long Walk to Freedom. So he has written an autobiography in which he has described all this. This is a part, this is an excerpt of it, and it is a saga of the glorious struggle that the black of South Africa went against the apartheid regime to gain freedom. Now children, this lesson actually is a tribute to the black heroes and who patriots who struggle for a longer period of life, and some of them even lost their life due to apartheid or the racist regime of South Africa. Children, here in this chapter we will find the description of the inauguration ceremony held in the Union Building, attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries. Nelson Mandela gives a message of peace and unity of mankind. He foresees a new regime which will be based on the equality of men and women. He hopes that in the new regime there will be no exploitation of men by men. There will be no room for racism and segregation in the new order. So children, this is a story about first non-racial government in the South Africa. The date was 10th May 1994. The day was bright and clear. The inauguration ceremony was held in the lovely amphitheater in the Union Building in Pretoria. It was the largest gathering, and international leaders on South Africa soil, politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries attended the ceremony. First of all, Mr. De Klerk was sworn in as second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as the first deputy president. And finally turn came, and the glorious moment came when Nelson Mandela was going to take the oath, or he was sworn in as the first black president of South Africa. Of his children, it was a very precious moment for the whole world, and especially the glorious moment for South Africa. Mandela's speech. Mandela spoke how for decades South Africa was a seat of white supremacy and the black used to suffer. Now the presence of all people confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. The black who were considered as outlaws or bandit not so long ago were hosting the nation of the world on their soil. Their victory over apartheid was a common victory for justice, peace and human dignity. Political freedom had been won. Now they would work hard to liberate all their people from the bondage of poverty, deprivation and disease. Never would South Africa again face the oppression of one by another. impressive display of jet. Then there was a spectacular display of jet. South African jet and helicopters rode in perfect formation over them in the sky. It was also a demonstration of the military's loyalty uh, to democracy and to the new formed government. Then two national anthems were also played, and Nelson Mandela was overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means he was filled with emotion, with a sense of history. A few years after the Anglo-Boer War, apartheid was introduced in South Africa. The society based on racial discrimination was the harshest and most inhuman society in the world. Now a new system based on the equality of all men regardless of their color and race has replaced the old and cruel system. Policy of apartheid. Apartheid created a deep and lasting wounds in the people. The decades of exploitation and oppression of the black produced heroes like Tambo's, then Sislas and others. These black heroes were men of extraordinary courage. They have either died or they have carried on the long struggle against apartheid. They were the extraordinary people of extraordinary courage, wisdom and generosity. African people can never forget their sacrifices. The greater wealth of South America was not in the mineral and diamond according to Nelson Mandela, but in man of such a great character. A struggle of comrades. Nelson Mandela learned the meaning of courage from such brave comrades like Tambo, Sisla and others. Courage is the victory over fear. These comrades were ready to risk and sacrifice their life for an idea, the idea of freedom and equality. Even in the darkest prison, their hopes and faith were not broken. They never allowed the flame of struggle to be extinguished. Twin responsibility. Nelson Mandela thought that every man has twin obligations. He has a duty toward his wife and children and an obligation to his people and country. In South Africa, it was impossible for blacks like him to fulfill both those obligations. If any black tried to live like a free human being, he was punished and isolated. He was forced to live an isolated life. Away from his family, he was forced to live a life of rebellion and society. So students, we were there, now we are open to page number 19 and we were there in the children last paragraph. On the day of the inauguration, I was overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means filled with emotion. This is a very nice word, overwhelmed, filled with emotions. So children, on the day of inauguration, Nelson Mandela, he was filled with emotion because children, he with a long struggle, with a lot of insult, the glorious moment had come, no doubt. He was very happy being elected as the, but children, somewhere in the corner of his heart, he was sad also. Why? Because children, many courageous people of South Africa, they have gone through the long walk of freedom. Many people, they were in the prison for a longer time. Many people died in the prison. So children, though he was overwhelmed with a sense of history, but he still remembered the bitter truth. In the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War and before my own birth. Now children, he is remembering what was the situation of Africa before his birth and before the war. The white-skinned people of South Africa. White-skinned people means people of white race. mm, patched up their differences and erected a system of racial domination. Racial domination, that means children, domination of one race over the other. So which race dominated the other? It was the white race, who were considered themselves as superior, and they dominated the people of South Africa. That means the colored race. The white were dominating the people of South Africa, who used to be considered as black people or the colored race. So the structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest means most unpleasant. Okay, I will write the meaning. So harshest, most unpleasant, most inhuman means inhuman. What is the meaning? This is a nice word. You can use many times in your answer. Inhuman. That is anti-human. That means, children, what is the meaning of anti-human? That means, children, the policy which were against the human being. Slavery, unkindness, cruelty, insult, hurt. So these are all the qualities of inhuman. So children, one more thing I want to discuss with you. How can people be taught to love which come naturally to human heart, love or hate? So according to Mandela, no one is born hating another person because of his color of race. People are taught to hate, and if they learn to hate, they can be taught to love. Love comes more naturally to human heart than hatred. And children, what were the transitory freedom that Nelson Mandela aimed for as a young man? So children, Nelson Mandela felt that his boyhood freedom was an illusion. His freedom had already been taken away from him. Then he began to hunger for it. At first he wished the transitory freedom of staying, but later on he aimed for basic needs of earning, marrying and having a family. So, what according to Mandela is true freedom? When Mandela was a boy, freedom for him meant to run freely in the fields and to swim in the stream. As a young man, he wanted basic and honorable freedom to earn his living to many and to have a family. According to Mandela, true freedom means freedom not to be obstructed in leading a lawful life. So children, we will be coming to the last phase of the lesson. Okay. Yes. So children, he remembered the people, formation of a new rule was there, and which was very harsh and most inhuman. Society is the world has ever known, and children, such type of rule never used to be there. So such type of rule now the world is also aware that it is being practiced in South Africa. Now in the last decade of the 20th century and my own 8th decade as a man, that system had been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognized the rights. So children, that been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognizes the rights and freedom of all people. And children, now that system he is going to overturn, and he is going to introduce a system which recognizes the right and freedom of all the people. All the people means not only black but white also. He cared for white also, regardless of the color of the skin, and in which no racism, no apartheid will be followed in that system. That day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people. He told that this day which he became the president, actually it is due to the sacrifices of not only Nelson Mandela but sacrifices of thousands of the people of his country. People whose suffering and courage can never be counted or repaid, and they have done a children throughout the life. They have suffered so much that the African, their land, okay, they cannot repay them. Okay, their suffering cannot be counted. They have done whole life. They sacrificed their life. I felt that day, as I have known so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. Now he is telling that I am nothing in front of them. I am simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. That long and noble line ended and now began again with me. I was pained that I was not able to thank them and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. Wrought means achieved. Wrought means so he is telling that I am not able to thank these people. They whole children, they have suffered a lot, and his people and his country fellow. I have not able to thank them, and even they are, some of them died also. They are not able to see what their sacrifice had achieved today. That means children, whole year they sacrifice for freedom, but today they are not looking at the freedom. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. Now, in his speech, he told the policy of apartheid by the supreme white people, it has given a lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us will spend many years, he told, we will be spending a lot of years to forget it, if not generation, recovering from the profound hurt. And children, from many generations, this they will be hurt. Okay, deep and strong hurt will be there in their heart. But the decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that it produced Oliver Tambo's. Now he is telling that many heroes were there, like Oliver Tambo's, Walter Sislers, Chief Luthals, Yusuf Dadus, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Sombuques of our time. So children, these are some of the prominent, there were many, but these are the prominent names in the struggle against apartheid. Okay, and you can see children, you can see the pictures of these people, you can see. Okay, it is there in your book. So these people, they were men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom and generosity. So these people, he is telling, they were the people of extraordinary courage, wisdom and generosity, that their like may never be known again, and this type of people we will not know now. Perhaps it requires such depths of operation to create such heights of character. He told that this type of character will be never we will see again. It needs a depth of operation to create such heights of character. My country is rich in the mineral and gems that lie beneath its soil, he told. South Africa, children, you know South Africa is very famous for its mineral and diamonds. Okay, rich diamonds, gems, which lie beneath its soil. But I've always known that its greatest wealth is its people. But according to Mandela, he's telling, for me, my greatest wealth is my people. Finer and truer than the purest diamond. They are much purer and finer if we will compare to them the purest diamond. It is from these comrades, comrades means associates or friends, comrades. So children, it is for these comrades and associate. Okay, the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage, and it is due to these comrades. He's saying he has learned the meaning of what really is known as courage, time and again. I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. Just to share the idea, which is just to give the idea, so that for his country, a man and women had risked their lives. I have seen man stand up to attacks and torture without breaking. He's seen that men are stand up to attack and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience that defies the imagination. Defies here means disobey. Resilience, the ability to deal with any kind of hardship and recover from its effects. Resilience. And defies means disobey. Okay, defies means disobey. So, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. So according to Nelson Mandela, when he saw the sacrifices, his definition of courage was something different. He learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. What is the meaning of triumph? Victory. So it was triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Even in the grimest times in prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to treasure me and keep me going. Man goodness is a flame that cannot be hidden but never extinguished. So he is telling goodness is comparing to flame that can be hidden, but it cannot be extinguished. Okay. So now the last portion of page number 21. In life, every man has twin obligations. So children, obligation here means duty. Every man has twin obligation to his people, his community, his country, in a civil and human society. Each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclination and abilities. Inclination means liking. Inclination means liking. So he is telling that but in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations in South Africa. A man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. And children, the colored person who attempt to live their life, okay, what they used to be doing, what was their punishment? They were punished and they were sent to some isolated place away from their family, parents, wife, children. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably means unavoidably. So children, he is telling that man has two duty, one towards his family and towards his wife, the other is towards his country. And those who used to perform the duties toward his country, he was isolated. He was sent to some isolated place. So in South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people and inevitably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live a life apart. So children, he was forced to live a life apart. I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family, but in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligation as a son, a brother, a father and a husband. Now he told that earlier children he was fulfilling his duty as a father, as a brother and as a husband. I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free. Now he used to think that he was born free in every way that I could know. Free to run in the fields near my mother's hut, free to swim in the clear stream that ran through my village, free to roast millis means maize, under the star and ride the broad back of slow moving bulls, and sometimes used to ride on the slow moving bulls. As long as I obeyed my father and abided means obeyed by the custom of my tribe, I was not troubled by the laws of man or God. He used to think that he is the most free man. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion. But then children, when he grew up, he knew that this freedom were illusion. What is the meaning of illusion? Something which appears to be real but that is not real. When I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me, that I began to hunger for it. At first, as a student, I wanted freedom only for my friends. When he was a student and a boy, he wanted freedom for himself. The transitory freedom of being able to stay out at night, read what I please and go where I choose. Now children, according to him, his freedom was to go anywhere in the night, to read anything. Okay. So that was, but he realized that was a transitory freedom. I yearned for the basic and honorable freedom of achieving my potential capacity, of earning my keeps, of marrying and having a family, the freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. Obstructed means restricted. But then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was curtailed. Curtailed is cut short. But the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. That is when I joined the African National Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom of my people. It was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their life with dignity and self-respect. Then children, he realized his real freedom lies in the dignity and self-respect that animated my life. Animated means inspired. Here animated means inspired. Okay. I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. Freedom is undisable. The chains on any one of my people were the chains of all of them. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. So he knew that the oppressor must be liberated as surely as the oppressed. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. He is locked behind the power of prejudice and narrow. Now he is telling, he has given a nice thing. He told that the person who snatched the freedom of children, others' freedom, even he is a prisoner and who is locked behind the bars of prejudice. Prejudice means a strong dislike without any good reason. What is the meaning of prejudice? A strong dislike without any good reason. And narrow-mindedness. I am not truly free if I am not taking away someone else's freedom. Okay, so if he is taking someone's freedom, that means he is not truly free according to Nelson Mandela. Just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me, the oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. So children, here he has told that the free people Okay, the person who are free, uh, these person actually they are not free because they have robbed the freedom of other country. So Mandela realized that not only me but his brother and sister were deprived of freedom. His desire for the freedom and dignity of his people made him a rebel. He realized that freedom is indivisible. Okay, so children, this is there, and twin obligation, such important word, I think you should know. Okay, and one, so this paragraph I'm going to explain. Mandela think the oppressor is free. No, Mandela think that both the oppressor and the oppressed are not free. Both of them are deprived of basic human virtues. The oppressor through his cruelty robs the oppressed of their basic human feeling of love, equality, peace and human dignity. The oppressor as well as the oppressed are devoid of human value as they have been robbed of their humanity alike. So, children, later on when Mandela realized that his boyhood freedom was an illusion, and as a student he wanted freedom only for himself, but they were transitory freedom, and he think the oppressor is both the oppressor and the oppressed are not free. So children, with this I end my video here. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. We will be doing the question answer from the sample paper in our next video. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.